What's up YouTube, this is AP iPhone Help, and since today they did announce when iOS 7 was going to be released. They also announced the iPhone 5S, the iPhone 5C, and all that kind of stuff at the Apple event today. Today I'm going to do a walkthrough of the new iOS 7, just so you guys know exactly what it is and how to use it before you get it. And then tomorrow I will be releasing a couple videos, basically doing a whole recap of what the event had today to offer, and then also doing different individual videos on just the iPhone 5S or just the iPhone 5C, and just going more in depth with each one of those. So let's get into the iOS 7 walkthrough. Alrighty, so as you can see just from this, you can see that the lock screen is just completely different. First of all, there's no, let me turn this back on, there's no slide to unlock. I mean, it says it down here if you can really see it, but there's really no slide to unlock. You do have your camera app right there that you can still use, and there's also two new things that are on the lock screen. The first of which is your notification center. So you have your today, which your notification center is completely different, but you have today, all, and missed. We'll slide that back up. And then the coolest thing that I think is in iOS 7 is down here you have this come up, and this you can control a lot of your settings. First off, you can control airplane mode on off, Wi-Fi on off, Bluetooth on off, do not disturb on off, and then you can also control your orientation lock. Then right here there is a brightness level, so you can turn it up, down, up, whatever you want. I usually keep it right about there, 3/4 of the way. Then you also have your music controls right here, your iPod with a volume level right there, and to switch the songs. Then at the bottom, then you have your AirDrop on off, which is a new feature in iOS 7 that we'll be getting to a little bit later. And then you have down here, you have your flashlight, which iOS 7 has a built-in flashlight, so it toggles the LED, as you can see right there. And then you have a quick mode to go to your camera, calculator, and then your clock. They're not customizable right now, but I believe that maybe with the actual release of iOS 7 they will be. So you can slide anywhere you want to unlock your iPhone, here down at the bottom if you're used to it, up at the top, wherever you want. And my home button doesn't work, so you'll see me using that a lot, but that is not, that's a feature for any iOS device, but it's just my home button doesn't work right now, so that's why I use that. So then you are brought to this, which is your home screen. As you can see, it is that flat look, and that's a way that a lot of the tech, any tech developer is going with now. I think it started with the Windows 8 design, but it is a flatter look. It's not three-dimensional like Apple used to have. So that is a lot different than the look that we're used to, but I personally like it. I like the new different colors of the iOS 7 and what it has to offer, with the colors of like the stock apps, so like the messages, phone, FaceTime, the music, the mail, Safari, all that kind of stuff. So I do definitely like the way that all the icons look on this new iOS 7. Alright, so one of the first things that we're going to go into before I actually go into the apps is the background. So I don't know if you can really tell with the camera. I'm not 100% sure, but the background actually does move. It gives it a 3D look with all your apps. It feels like the apps are away from the background. They're not stuck to the background, and I really like that look. It definitely gives it a really nice look to it. But other than that, we're just going to go into some of the apps. So the first app we'll go into is the Music app. Now the Music app has been redesigned, and the first thing that we're going to see here at the bottom is the radio. Now I guess I don't have a radio available or a network available or whatever, but iTunes iRadio is a new feature. I'm going to turn my Wi-Fi on and see if that helps. That it's basically just like Pandora, and it's you know, it's just radio. You pick your station just like you do with Pandora, and it works just like that. I mean, it's really cool. It's really nice for long road trips, as long as you have a charger in your car. And I mean, it's basically just like Pandora with all the features of that. But right now it's obviously not working, probably because of the Apple event. So yeah, but that's a really cool thing. Then you have your Genius mixes, then you have your playlists, then you have your artists. And now some of you are gonna ask, like, where's your songs? You know, just go to songs. For that, you're gonna have to go to more and then select songs, and you can see all the songs that you have there. But it is a little bit, you know, a little annoying to do that, but I always just go to my playlist and select that. But that is the new iTunes. Next thing, we're gonna go into photos. Alright, so this is a very new cool feature with the iOS 7 photos. Is you can now just click here at the bottom. There's, you know, your photos, your cloud, or your shared photos, and then your albums. In the photos, it's every single photo that's on your iOS device, and it actually goes by years, then, you know, by a couple other things. But the cool thing is you can actually scroll in here if you hold, and you can see the different photos. You know, that way you can just select on just one, and then you know, you can actually just select that. So I think that's really cool. After the years, it goes by you know, specifically the months that you have taken the. Alright, so after you see your pictures by the years, whatever, you can go into view them by months, and then you can actually see exactly where you took the pictures on a map. So I think that's a really cool feature in this. And then in your albums, you can see your camera roll, your photo stream, your videos, events, faces, and your Instagram. So I think that's really cool, because whenever I'm trying to look for a video that I took, it always takes me forever to scroll through my entire camera roll. And now all your videos are just right there, you know, right there on your in your albums. And you can also create new albums by pushing the plus button right here and just move pictures into there. So this is a very nice way to organize all of your photos, and I really enjoy the new Photos application. Alright, so the next app that we're going to go into is the Messages app, and as you can see, it's very white. There's a lot of white space with the new iOS, and I do enjoy that. It's really nice. It adds a very nice touch to it. But the really cool thing that, you know, that I think is awesome is just the fact that they made it so easy to go backwards in these apps, and I think that a lot of companies who make the apps will continue doing this and add this to their personal apps, where all you do is slide from the left to the right, and you can go back to wherever you were. And I think that this is a great solution, especially in things like mail. You just, you know, if you're wherever you are, you just slide from left to right, and you can go all the way back. Now, speaking of mail, the mail app, it has been updated. You can see a lot of white space in it. You now have to delete, you know, mail. You have that boxy, very flat square look, instead of, you know, the very small rectangles that we had before. So that's basically mail. I use that all the time, but you know, it's just regular. It's just basically the same. It looks a little bit different, and they have a little bit, you know, they added that slide from the left side to the right side to go backwards, which I really enjoy. Alright, so I'm really not going to go into that much of detail with all of the apps. I'll probably go into the camera app last, and that's probably one of the only other apps that I'll go into, because most of them are pretty much the same. Your settings, there's a little bit different settings, but that's about it. The one thing I do want to look into is the folders application, or not the folders application, but the folders in iOS 7. So if you click on them, the first thing that you'll notice is down here there are 2 dots. That's basically because there's 2 pages. Basically there is unlimited amount of space that you can put anything on here. Now it's limited by the size of the memory that you have on your iPhone, but that's basically about it. There's no other restrictions or limitations that's going to limit you to how many apps or how many different pages or whatever you have on your iPhone. So I really like that, and it definitely adds a very nice touch to the Pages application. And as you can see, the newsstand is finally allowed to go into a folder, so I can just hide it and never use it ever, because I don't ever use it. And I really like that, because it's not out here and just annoying me with space out here. So I really do like that. Alright, and like I said, I'm probably just going to be doing one more application, and that's probably going to be the Photos application, because it is so cool. Now the Photos application, as you can see by down here, there is Video, Photo, Square, and then you can't see the other one. There is another option for the panoramic. It's just called Pano. So you just basically slide over to get each different one. And we're going to quick switch the camera up to that way so you can see straight up. You can just slide over and you can get the panoramic, you can get the square, you can get regular photo, or you can get video. And I really like this. It definitely adds a very nice touch to the ease of use for the the camera app. Also, they did add this down here, which is a filters thing. So if you use Instagram or whatever, and you just want to put a filter on it first, you can just put a filter on it just like that, and now we have a different filter. I really think that this is a great idea to use, and it definitely adds a lot of touch to the camera application. Alright, so I did want to go over a couple more things. The first thing is, obviously, you still have your notification center up here. It's still the same one as on the lock screen. And then lastly, you have your menu down here still available at any point in time. You can always use that menu and go back into it. Turn your Wi-Fi on off. That's what I just did. Turn your Bluetooth on off. Use your flashlight, anything like that. So I really enjoy the fact that you can do that. And it's just a great feature. I really applaud Apple for integrating that finally into iOS 7. Alright, and the last thing, it's just really quirky, little nerdy thing that I just think is kind of cool. When you are powering on and off your device, you're going to bring this screen here. It's a little bit different than the last one, and if you catch it, it's really cool. It's not really cool, but it's just kind of a little animation when you turn your phone off. So as you can see, it gets darker, and shuts down like that. I believe that it's just like little animations like that, little things can definitely make this iOS a lot better. And as Apple said today, there are 200 new features just on iOS 7, which will be coming out September 18th. So that is Wednesday of next week.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel by clicking this link right here. And if you're not following me on Twitter or like me on Facebook, those links are down in the description. I'll also put one here and maybe here, something like that. So make sure you like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. I always put a lot of stuff on Twitter, and it usually goes right to my Facebook account. So make sure you guys are catching up with my social media stuff. But that's basically it. Please make sure you are subscribing to my YouTube channel. Tomorrow I'll be having like 3 or 4 videos out on the Apple event that happened today. So yeah, like I said, just make sure you're keeping up to date. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.